right, man. Carolina did Detroit a favor by beating Seattle. Now, Seattle is two games up on us if the tiebreaker is a head-to-head. Washington Commanders, I think they had a bye week this week. The Commanders are 7-5-1. The Giants are 7-5-1, I believe. They play each other next week. I think Sunday Night Football. They play each other. So, excuse me. Yeah, Sunday Night Football, they play each other. So, hopefully there ain't another draw. You know? But the number one thing is the Lions got to keep winning. And the one team in front of them who own a head-to-head tiebreaker over them as far as the ones in reach, Washington, New York, and Seattle. So you got to hope Seattle lose twice. Now, Seattle run game suffered yesterday. Rashad Penny been out for the majority of the season. When he went out, Kenneth Walker III stepped it up. So he injured. Him and Geno got into an argument. He injured. Missed last game, so Carolina got a good defense. And then don't forget, they could turn around and upset us. I think last time we went down there, that Walker kid beat Stafford and shut him out. So Jared Goff ain't too good on the road this year, but Carolina's running the ball well. Sam Darnold come back playing solid, and they playing spoiler. Even though they still in the playoff hunt for that NFC South division, but they playing spoiler. So they don't have much pressure on them, and them the dangerous teams to play in. Us playing New York this week, that's another dangerous team to play. They hungry. And they got one of the top top defenses in general. So next 2 weeks we'll be going to New York again. And going to Carolina. Now, the good thing about going to New York, you already won in that stadium before. But now you're playing a better team. Mike White expected to play, but Carolina did us a favor. They come back and do Seattle, Washington, New York a favor too. So, the Lions got to keep winning. Some of the penalties they had in the Minnesota game, it didn't hurt them, but when you go on the road, they hurt. They hurt. But what's different about this Lions team than other Lions teams, they built to go on the road. They built to go outside. And you say, why is that? Because they can run the football. And they physical up front. And the offensive line is really physical. So, when you can run the football, receivers block it like Jameson Williams blocked yesterday on that Justin Jackson touchdown, and how St. Brown blocked, they're a tough football team. Toughness travels. And that's something that they ain't have. That's one thing Dan Campbell has instilled in his football team, is they physical. They tough. And in the past, that ain't been the case. They've been a soft dome team, airing it out, finesse. They ain't them, but Carolina helped us out. But they can also get us the next week now. They can also turn around and get us. So we don't have no room for error. Washington, New York, Seattle do. They do. They got room for error. We don't. So it's 1 week at a time. Each one of these games are playoff games. This is what happened when you go 1-6. And once again, they said on the telecast this past Sunday, no 1-6 team has ever made the playoffs. So the Lions can be on the right side of history. But the way the schedule lining up, it ain't easy. They said, well, they got the fourth easiest schedule. Well, they could shut down Rodgers. They could shut down Justin Fields for the season, for draft position, right? Already beat both of them teams. And they could, Mike White is pretty good. He got beat up last week, but still pretty good. So, the next 2 weeks is the danger. All of them 4 games is dangerous. 2 on the road, back to back. Carolina, the Jets, but Carolina did you a solid. So hopefully they don't turn around and do Seattle a solid. Even though the Raiders let us down, I don't even know how they still hiring people from Bill Belichick coaching staff. I just don't know how you doing it. I don't get it, but Seattle did the job. Tip my hat off to Seattle. To Carolina and Seattle for losing. I think a lot of that had to do with, and they was at home too, Seattle. You see what happened when you take away Seattle running game. And it's any team. You make any team run dimensional, But when it comes playoff time and you traveling, that run game, it travels. Physical play in the trenches travel. They got to be a dome team with an outdoor mentality, and that's what Dan Campbell built, and that's what Patricia tried to build. But when you got the whole army against you, and you the commander in chief, and everybody ain't really fucking with you like that, it's hard to get everybody in unison when you don't have no people skills. You can't relate to all 50 plus men in the locker room plus the coaches. It's hard. It's hard to carry your luggage with all your luggage and ain't nobody helping you. And Dan Campbell, everyone threw a wall for Dan Campbell. You know what I'm saying? He got them playing physical brand of football. And that's what him and Brad Holmes building. Like that's just what gotta happen. You gotta be physical in the trenches. It's imperative. And if you ain't gonna be physical, you ain't gonna win no championship unless you can get home field advantage. That's the only way. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $sign CJGood313, Venmo CJGood313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Or Spotify and Anchor, excuse me. Check out the trail line. So I play this more videos like this. Peace.